One shot. Let's begin. The Word We Pretend Not to Notice by Harikamo. Alright. We're in terrain. This skipped a few chapters, but we'll do our best, everybody. Let's begin. Even if you see a monster, you must definitely pretend not to notice. This is the rule, and only by abiding by it can we survive. While some exceptions occur, people cannot normally see them, it seems. Such is the world that is right next to you. The world we pretend not to notice by Harikamo. It's here again. It's so small, and it seems to have trouble moving. Man, it stopped moving. Its blood is sparkling. What a pretty color. It's like those jewels in my picture books. It's my first time seeing one that's hurt. Mom, look! There's a huge monster in the garden. Don't do that, Gam. I told you already. Even if you see a monster, you need to pretend not to notice. You should never let it realize that you can see it. Why? Normal people can't see them. They're not really beings you should be able to see. You can't see them either, Mom? Not anymore, but I could see them when I was a kid, so I know what it's like. We are completely different beings from them, so there must be a line that separates us from them. Hold your breath, close your eyes, and wait patiently until it passes by. If you don't do that, you'll be taken to the monster's world. What will happen if I'm taken there? Well, a cute child like you, Gam, will get eaten in one bite. Please, Gam, keep your promise to Mom, okay? Mom has been repeating that rule over and over again, like a curse or a charm. I'm sure that monsters are scary beings, but the monsters aren't doing anything. They're merely there. As I got older, I got much better pretending not to notice them. However, they're so big. That's the biggest one I've seen until now, and it's so long. Are those eyes? Just how many are there? What's wrong, Gam? Dozing off? It startled me. I thought it noticed me. He's quite a freaky one, always spacing out like that. They say he can see monsters. Huh? No way. But his mom was the same way too. That's what my mom told me. What a weird guy. No matter what you say to him, he always has this calm face. I wonder if I'm weird. I guess I am. I can hear nothing but distant chatter from my classmates. I always look like a blockhead in class. But more importantly, those from the other side are so brightly colored. The line between their side and ours is vague. There are times when monsters turn up via ponds or water wells. Is there some kind of entrance? I wonder. I can't let them notice me, but I can't help but worry. Gam! Welcome back. I brought snacks, so come in quick. What's going on with me? It's getting harder to breathe. I know that I shouldn't do it, but I'm just so curious about you guys. Okay, this is an exception. I mean, it's hurt. I can't just leave it alone. I'll only help it a little, and that's it. So you can touch them normally. Alright, it's done. I only washed it, but do you feel better now? Oh, it's cute. It's like a dog, so adorable. It's cold and cute. What do they mean by monsters? They're not scary at all. I want to take it back home, but it's impossible. It's gotten dark, so I have to go home now. You too. Huh? Come, no, that's the forest over there. Mom's always told me not to go into the forest at night. Wow, are they your friends? Have they come to see you because they were worried? They're You're so pretty. It's been hard to breathe lately. The house, my face in the mirror, and my mom, they all look blurry. On the contrary, I could see the monster so clearly. Why? Maybe if I follow them, I'll learn something about it. At the heart of the forest, what's waiting in there? Whoa. What is this place? An old castle? Is this where the monsters hide? There's so many of them. I've never seen before. A person. Or not. He's so nice, That's not it. I wasn't the one who did it. I only helped it a little. Holy I don't understand what you're saying. I feel it. So strong. Wait, I have to go back. I really can't get through to her. Hey, Frucia. What? You're giving them to me? Even if you see a monster, you must pretend not to notice. If you don't do that, you'll be taken to their world. Right. I really have to go back. Ow! Ow! My shoe. Why are you going back? Why are you closing your eyes? You can see us, can't you? And you can even understand us. After all, aren't you one of us? Hey, found anything? No, nothing yet. They said one of his shoes was deeper in the forest. Why was it in such a hard to reach place? I knew that such a day would come sometime. That he would leave me and go there. His father is a being of their side after all. That night, just for once, I acted against what I was told. We are both different beings to each other. We should have drawn a line between us. And yet, no matter what, I could never have pretended not to notice. Because they're certainly there, dressed in transparent darkness. This is such a lovely story. Yeah, I went for a much softer approach for this one here. Just via the art and even just page one and even the title, it seemed like this required a bit of a softer touch rather than going like, the world we pretend not to notice. Even if you see a monster, you must definitely pretend not to notice. This is the rule, and only by abiding by it can we survive. See, like, this is one of the ones that I feel needed a little bit of a softer touch, you know? Because it seems so mythical and so wonderful and so fantastical. It's like a little bit of everything all in one, right? This image alone conveys so much, right? Like mythical, but also danger. And it's like the world we pretend not to notice, right? Like there's a lot of things that we don't normally pick up on, or we pretend like we don't, right? There's a lot of like, okay, we're gonna ignore the elephant in the room here. We're gonna ignore this side or the other, right? And yeah. And yeah, I think this is a wonderfully fantastic story because it's just so interesting, right? Why can't he go to the other side? Well, because if he goes to the other side, then he won't come back, or who knows what'll happen. Maybe he'll come back a little later, but he's betrothed, right? And maybe with the mom too, there's even more things like, wait, why could she see them, right? Because it makes sense why he could see them because, she had a kid with one of the monsters. But in this case, it's like, oh, okay, what's gonna happen now to the kid? Is he gonna ever return? Is he gonna be there forever? Or is it because, like, since he's a dude, like, he has to be there forever, right? You know, because like if this is more and more with like monsters, there'll be more monster than human. But in this case, what is a monster, right? The teacher looks so small and tiny too. Look at him. It's funny. And so I think this sort of innocent nature of the kid is important, right? When I think that this one is one that's you shouldn't put too much like excitement into, right? This is where you have to be a little bit careful because we got to keep the fantastical elements going on here. One thing I was curious about, I thought he was dying, honestly, when he says it's getting harder to breathe. I thought it was like, and that's partly why I'm like, okay, this is now where we have to start to convey that, okay, now we're getting a little bit harder to breathe with time here. And it's like, okay. And then, he gets taken from the world here. Boom, he can't escape. And then they go, and who knows what's going to happen, right? After all, aren't you one of us? And, in a sense, he is one of them, right? And the mom this is such a tragedy. The one she loved, gone. The kid she loved, gone. And now she's all by her lonesome, right? They are certainly there, dressed in transparent darkness. And then maybe I can look at this as more of a happy ending, because she said she couldn't see them anymore, but maybe that was also a lie, right? Because she pretended not to notice, right? Maybe she got really, really good at that. Let's see, don't do that, Gam. I told her, even if you see a monster, you need to pretend not to notice. You should never let her realize that you can see it. I know people can't see them. They're not really being should be able to see. You can't see them either, Mom? Not anymore, but I could see them when I was a kid, so I know what it's like. We're completely different beings from them, so there must be a line that separates us from them. Right, if you don't do that, you'll be taken. So he needs the calmness. Hold your breath, close your eyes, and wait patiently. And I wonder if, like, we get maybe if you look into this deeper, because he was breathing deeper, it was harder to breathe. Was it like him just kind of lulling himself into the world, and maybe there's some sort of maybe something literally in the air that takes him there, or just like, oh, it's nothing there, it's me overthinking it, because there is that breathing. It's gotta sound so weird. It's that breathing deeper, right? He's getting harder to breathe. And that's interesting, right? So if he just closed his eyes and just, he might not have seen everything, right? Where he goes, it's been harder to breathe lately. The house, my face in the mirror, my mom, they all look blurry. So he's slowly getting taken into that world. Yeah, one of us. And then right here, like, where is it? Because like he was like talking slower. You see him if you don't do it, you would take it to their world. I just interpreted him as speaking a little bit slower. And again, this is so fantastical and beautiful. It's like the mythical wonder of what could be. This is a wonderful one shot. I think it's a complex feelings of emotion with this one, and I really enjoy it a lot. Let me check this one here. Who did this one here? By Hadi Kamo. Let's see if we can find Hadi Kamo here, because this is a wonderful one. It's also a lot of effort put into it. Here you go, Hadi Kamo. Comedy four shot. Okay, they do a little bit. I guess they're part of an anthology series here, which makes sense. What does this person do? Let's check their Twitter. Okay, there you go. They're wonderful. They're like, all right, we're not gonna touch that one. Let's check these two. All right, the Pixiv. I don't know. I'm guessing this is all the stuff they've done. Yes. Wonderful, wonderful. Neat, neat. Well, I don't know. This is a good story. I enjoyed it. Very mythical, very fantastical. And yeah, so with all that being said, like, comment, subscribe, and thank you for being born, y'all. Peace out.